an eminent academician and able administrator who's also the chairman of All India Council for Technical Education. It's Dr. S.S. Mantha I'm talking about. Hello, I'm Aisha when you're watching DNP India, and we got the opportunity to speak to Mr. Mantha and know in detail about his take on the new education policy as well as on the industry plus academia alliance as well as collaboration. Let's find out.
So, firstly, thank you so much for connecting with us. And I want to know your take on the new education policy.
No, certainly, the education policy has many initiatives which are useful to the universities and generally the education system. Two, three initiatives I would like to talk about. The first is the idea of raising the GER to 50 is a very good initiative. However, there are challenges. The current brick and mortar kind of system will not raise the GER beyond what we are seeing today. So therefore, what is required is probably a digital university which uses a lot of technology to connect people anywhere, anytime kind of thing. So that needs a digital platform to be created where all administrative functions, the academic functions can come together on a single platform. Content, people must collaborate not only amongst themselves but also with the best of the providers in the market. That's one point. The second is they are also speaking about the multi-point entry, exit and so on. That's a very good initiative, but again there are challenges to implementing it. One of the major challenges is connecting it with the curriculum, the right curriculum, connecting with the industry. Because if I say multi-point exit, let's say after first year, after second year, third year, why should a student actually exit after 1 year or 2 years? It's probably because he doesn't have the financial means to continue, or he is plain bored with the content that is there. So therefore, if he wants to shift, go out and use the facility of multi-point entry exit, go out, then probably he is looking at a decent job outside with the skill sets that he has. But this is itself a challenge. So how do you create content which builds enough skills so that he gets an appropriate job role in the industry? So that's a problem area, but it's a good initiative. The third is credit sharing and so on. So this will force universities, institutions to come together to collaborate, share resources, share content, share best practices, share faculty and so on. But how ready our educational system is to really do this is difficult to say, because out of the 1,000 universities that we have, at least 700 of them are in the private sector. So if I ask 5 private universities to come and collaborate together and create something better, probably there are always those issues of sharing of revenues and things like that. But amongst the public universities, the public institutions, a lot of sharing can happen, and therefore credit sharing is something good and people should look forward to that. Having said that, the cost of education is going up it's very high today, and something has to be done towards to do that, to bring it down. What is possible is credit sharing actually provides an opportunity here, in the sense that the fees today, whereas it's a function of what the fee regulation committee does within different states and so on, what is possible is you disband all of them and create a per credit fee. So for example, if I go through a 3-credit program of physics in some good university, or a mathematics program in TIFR and so on, then what should happen to the fee is one credit is the cost of one credit is so much. So you do that and multiply by the number of credits that you want for a diploma, for a degree, then you get a fee of the. and then you connect that with the banks and scholarships and various schemes that we have, then probably that's the way to go. Rather than saying that my fees is fixed at 2 lakh rupees, 3 lakh rupees, that's a problem. And in future, if you want the GER to be 50 in the next 10 years time, then I believe the cost of education must come down. And all in all, it's a good initiative, but there are challenges.
Challenges, sir. And what's your take on the industry academia collaboration? How important is that?
Absolutely. I mean, today's world, if you look at the industry, it's also transforming, and the skill sets that are required in an industry today are changing every 3 years. Probably the shelf life of the skills that I have is probably 3 years. So therefore, I have to constantly reskill, upskill, and so on. So which means I have to go out to the university again or to a professional setup where I can learn those skills and come back and do better in the industry and so on. That's one problem area. The second is the if you look at the employment paradigm, which used to be a pyramid-like structure, more number of people at the base with lesser skills, and as you go upwards, you need higher order skills but less number of people. But today, because of heavy automation in the industry, artificial intelligence, intelligent agents taking over the mundane jobs and so on, what is happening is the base of the pyramid is shrinking. So you have, even at the entry level, you have few jobs, but of a higher order skill that's required. So therefore, the whole setup is transforming, and the education system must keep pace with that. So a university cannot replicate everything that the industry has and do the training and so on. It's just not workable. So therefore, universities have to collaborate with industries. Industries have to handhold on specific technologies and so on, and they have to set up their labs within the university, their research centers in the campus, handhold the research that happens. So a lot of collaboration is required, and industry has a role that's much bigger than it ever had. And the industry must be forthcoming to do that. What I find is industries are busy in their work. They have production schedules to meet, they have targets to meet, and so on. So therefore, what kind of collaboration they do with the universities is something that will evolve over a period of time. But that's the way to go.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
And that was Mr. Mantha. And that's all for today's segment. If you like today's content and video, then please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to DNP India.